All right, OlaBMX. What's up, dude?
Chilling all day. The weather is horrible, so there's no motocross conditions to ride on or BMX, anything. So I'm just chilling inside right now. Been doing some workouts and planning some new YouTube videos.
Nice. And you were supposed to be in Spain right now, weren't you?
Now, we went there for last winter just to stay there, and then the virus came and messed up the world, and we left home and just, fuck it, we're home.
Yeah, because I remember you were supposed to go to Spain for a while, and then the next time I talked to you, you got back in Norway, and we're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I was there a couple months ago, though, because we left my old Subaru down there.
Yeah.
And I tried to revive it and take it home, but I couldn't get started on it, so I just sold it and took a flight home.
So there was no chance of reviving it?
Nah, I tried for multiple days.
Yeah, that was a legendary car, though. That has been through a lot with you guys.
A lot.
With bikes on the roof and in the back and in the front, like everywhere. It was pretty scratched up in the end, I think. Around all the entrances of the car, it was like totally messed up. But every time,
you know?
Because I saw it at Veko 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's an active guy's car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We even had ramps on the car.
Yeah. No, that was. So what kind of car do you have now?
Right now I have a van, a Toyota Hiace. Totally in love with it.
Yeah. Are you gonna make it a camper van?
It is a camper van. Well, I have a bed in there and it's insulated.
Yeah.
But right now I don't have a garage, so my motocross is inside there all the time.
Yeah. Nice.
So leaving little space for me.
I see. Well, so welcome to Ekstremsportveko podcast. You're the third guest we have on, and it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Cool. So you have been a familiar face at the Ekstremsportveko multiple times. You competed in the BMX competitions. And
a couple times, yeah.
Yeah. And how did it go those times you competed?
I think I've won every single time I've been there, to be honest. It's been some time now, though. Since when was the last time since I competed? 2013, I believe.
Yeah.
Or 14, yeah. It's been some time.
Yeah. And you had quite the career since you started. And before we get into OlaBMX of 2020, I want to take it back to OlaBMX when you were a kid starting out riding bikes. How did you get into BMX?
I had no idea what BMX was. I'd never ever seen it in my life. Then this day, my friends just rolled up to our driveway with like small modified like children's bikes. It wasn't even a BMX bike. It was just modified BMX bike. They rolled around and did tricks, and I just got hooked on it. It just looks so fun. And ever since that day, I've been hooked on it.
Cool. And how old were you when you started riding bikes? I mean, not when you learn how to ride, but when you figure out that, okay, this is something I want to spend a lot of time on.
12.
12? And how old are you now?
27.
27. Okay, so for those who don't know you here at the podcast, they should do their research, because you are probably, between you and the Ylvis brothers, the guys who have like most views on a Norwegian YouTube account like ever. And
how have they done? I haven't even seen them.
They are pretty close to 1 billion views right now with the Fox.
Really?
Yeah, I just checked it like a week ago or something, just for fun. I don't know how I got into it, but I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, they're hitting 1 billion pretty soon, and that's fucking awesome.
Is it with the Fox? The Fox song?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So for fun, I just went in and checked your account for like 5 minutes ago, and this is an insane amount of views. This is for a guy from Norway who started riding bikes when he was 12, and now he's 20 something, and it is 386,615,483 views. That is totally bonkers.
Yep. I agree.
How do you feel when I say that number now?
It's sick. I'm into it. I have, before I quit, I really want to hit 1 billion.
Yeah. Well, you're getting pretty close.
Well, still not halfway. So there's still some time.
Yeah, cool.
Who knows?
So how did this YouTube thing get started? Was there
started off.
Yeah, go ahead.
It started off as an extension of my pro BMX career, because like I figured out I had so much extra time when I was just riding bikes, because your body can only take like so much training, exercising when you're riding. So I felt like I had so much free time, and I really, really wanted to put in the work to make like some sort of business out of the things I was doing. And YouTube seemed like the perfect thing. Like you have complete freedom of whatever you're doing. You can go whatever. You can film whatever. You can ride whatever. And you can do whatever you want. You have total freedom of whatever you want to do. So YouTube looks like the perfect thing to do. And starting off on YouTube is like that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Because like they say like your first 1,000 subs is the hardest. Because like it's hard to gain any traction when you don't have any followers.
Yeah, when people don't know who you are, right? So it's hard to get attention in the beginning. But how does it feel now that you have quite a lot of traction?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. My channel still sticks out a lot from a lot of other people's channels. Just like people wouldn't care about what the stuff I do personally. People will only watch like if I do something crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't post videos that often anymore. I used to do like every other day and even every vlogs every day.
Yeah.
Didn't really take off, and then I figured out like my own way of making videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember that you told me, I think it's like maybe 1.5 years ago when we talked at Ekstremsportveko, I asked you like, but how do you do this? Because I'm really interested in myself, right? As probably everybody who's online is like hoping to get a bigger and bigger audience all the time, right? So I asked you like, okay, so how are you doing this? How are you getting all of these views like daily? You're like, well, I'm posting less. And I'm like, well, that's strange. Yeah. And you're like, for some reason for some reason it works. But so you have started making like more and more concept videos, I see from your account.
Yeah.
So you have like one video, one concept, and just do that full out.
Yeah.
And was that a thing that you noticed like after a while, that you were looking at what hit and what didn't hit, and then you try to work on what was getting response?
Exactly. I just skipped doing all the stuff that didn't work and just jumped straight to what was working. And it's kind of ironic because I was really struggling with like making the good content that people actually wanted to watch and the stuff that I even wanted to make. And the answer was always in front of me. I could just see the numbers of the views on the videos, and I still kept on making those vlogs for like a good like 1.5 year, 2 years approximately, before I found out like, okay, this is the way to do it. And when I actually found out, like everything just turned. I could slow off the gas and still do like 5 times as good as I used to.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is.
It's just figuring out like your way of doing it. like I believe every single success story out there has a unique story behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everything sticks out.
Yeah, of course. So I want to go a little bit back in time. So you started riding bikes when you were 12, and then you briefly touched on you having a pro BMX career, and then you jumped straight to YouTube. So I want to go back to that pro career because there's been, from when I first noticed you and your name, there was a lot of talk about like OlaBMX and the YouTube channel and the crazy videos and all that stuff. But when I see you ride a bike, you are insanely skilled. And that is one thing that I hope people catch when they watch your videos as well, because you're not only like a really good mechanic or a guy who just likes, who's just an adrenaline junkie, just do a hill bomb and like do a Hail Mary, right? Because you're actually a really skilled BMX rider. So can you take us through your professional career, how it started, what did you do during those times, and yeah.
Like my whole career has just been driven by pure passion, like just the passion of riding the bike, like the feeling of landing a new trick, together with getting like a feeling of fulfillment when you get to do something new. And that has been going on like without any change till like when I finished college. That's when I kind of like, okay, I want to go pro. Because I never really had any vision about going pro. I just want to ride my bike and have fun and push like as far as I could push my riding.
Yeah.
And when I finished college, I had way more time to ride, and I could, like, all the energy that I used to put in school, I just put straight into riding. And it just took off from there. That's when I got a couple sponsors. Shout out Get.
Yeah.
My first real good sponsor.
Yeah.
Had it for like 4 years. That was a really good support back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the guys at Bula, which we're both sponsored by. They were so stoked about you being sponsored by Black & Decker. And that was like the main thing. Every time they mentioned it, like, yeah, it's so cool. It's sponsored by Black & Decker. Who is ever sponsored by Black & Decker? He gets like wood and nails and power tools. I'm like, yeah, that's a really cool angle on how to get like sponsors, because people usually like, yeah, sponsors is like money and clothes and then whatever events they want to put you on, but actually giving you stuff that you can use for building ramps or building obstacles is a genius sponsor.
It is. For sure.
Yeah.
I wonder why not many more people are sponsored by that kind of companies.
I just don't think they see it as an opportunity. I don't think they just like think of it. I think there's like, that's only tools that they buy at like the Home Depot or whatever, and they don't think of it, because usually people want to have the like the fancy sponsors. But maybe it's not always the fancy stuff that you need, right? Sometimes you just need to like eat healthy and do push-ups. You don't need to have like the right training clothes. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. But during your pro career, what did you focus on? Did you focus on like doing shows or competing, or what was like the
just
content?
Learning new tricks, and practicing contest runs. I used to do a lot. Like you drop in and you do tricks for 1 minute, which is doesn't sound like crazy, but it's extremely exhausting when you just like hammer out tricks after tricks after tricks. It's basically been that. A lot of people like focus on working out in the gym and stuff like that. I've never ever done that. Never ever. Like I've always had that saying, like if you want to get good on a bike, you have to ride. You can't do anything else than riding.
Yeah.
Which I still believe is true to some degree. I feel a lot of like the best pros out there is working out in the gym. But I just don't see how that can help it that much.
Well, I think there's a basic level of fitness you have to do like sports.
But you still get it when you're riding, when you've been riding for 10 plus years. you get that physique.
Yeah, but I also think that for me, I'm hitting 34, which is insane, and I've been working as a professional breakdancer for like 20 years, and now I really feel that I think it's a motivation thing too, because when you diversify your training, because sometimes you can get so tired of doing your sport, so I think it's really beneficial to do other kinds of sports and activity just to get like a fresh breath of air into your career, right? But I think if I only did breaking, that my body would like hate me right now.
Shut down.
Yeah, because it's so hard, and every day you get like pounds on your shoulders and your wrists and your knees, and the hair is gone like 12 years ago. so I think it's good to diversify also. But I get what you're saying, because
how did you lose your hair from that?
Okay, this is a fun one, and I hate you for bringing it up. But what happens is that when I started breaking, I saw breaking on TV the first time. There was a guy spinning on his head, and I was 12 years old, like you when you were seeing that bike. I was like, I had no clue what it was, but I'm like, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. And then I just had to figure out what the hell those guys were doing. And I thought, okay, spinning on my head. So I just took my my beanie, but that was so painful. So we started like training with like BMX helmets, because they were flat on top. To have some extra cushion, but the problem with those is that when you do combos, you start breaking, like spinning on the floor, doing windmills and stuff. And if you want to combine shit, if you want to go like from a windmill to a head spin, then that helmet is gonna build a lot, so you won't have the natural roll up on your head. So after maybe a year or a year and a half, I stopped using helmets and only used my beanie. And what we did, we took like lounge chairs or
painful.
So we took lounge chair material or like trampoline material. We cut it open, and then we sewed it to our beanies. And then you get no friction, and we also use silicone spray to have like the least friction at all. And once that happened, my head spin just unlocked, and I was able to do first. I was able to like kick off and do like 2 or 3 rounds, and then I hit it again. And then now, for now, I can just do 1 tap, and then I can spin like 20 rounds without any warm up or anything. So it's become like a muscle memory. But I think it was just the thing that just like, okay, cut away all the bullshit. We don't need a helmet. I'm just gonna sacrifice my hair so that my body feels all the way natural to the floor. And what happened was, I'm going to remove the headset right now. And so what happened was that my hair, that's why I use a cap all the time, because up here, there's no hair.
It looks strong. It looks strong.
Yeah.
Well, not there.
So there's nothing left. There's nothing left at all. And I'm pretty happy I got a girlfriend now, because otherwise it would suck to be on Tinder with a bald spot on top.
Yeah.
But what about your girlfriend? Because you have a girl who's always also riding a BMX, right?
Now we've broken up.
Really? All right.
Yeah,
Cut to next subject. All right.
No, we can talk about it. It's fine.
Yeah, because you guys were sort of a team, right?
Yeah. We built the YouTube channel together.
Yeah.
At least in the beginning, and then I started like taking because when we did those vlogs where you film when you travel and you film your life.
Yeah.
It was sort of like very natural thing to do together.
Yeah.
But when I started doing like more unique, like crazy stuff, and I cut hole in the ice with a chainsaw and ride on top of it with the spike tires, it's more like a thing that I will do and not her.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the direction the channel has been going lately.
Yeah. I see that you're building a lot of custom bikes that you're sort of an inventor now, right? Just like
it's just my version of the Corona pandemic. Just I usually travel a lot and just find wild spots to ride on. Can't do it anymore, so we have to do something else exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's pretty fun because when you scroll to your YouTube channel, it's like everything I'd ever imagine about a BMX bike is there in some shape or form. So do you find it hard to like innovate your videos and make new stuff now that you've done like almost 500 videos with that are all different?
Sometimes it's usually like when I post for like say a month, and then the video starts taking off, and then I take like a little break for say a month or two.
Yeah.
And then I just gain up like ideas, because I never push my ideas in an unhealthy way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never force content anymore. I just do whatever that feels natural and cool to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that resonates.
There's so much more stuff
well.
out there on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's myself included. We sometimes try too hard and crash and burn.
Yeah,
that is the. I set
never
out.
A way to do it.
Yeah, and I feel you. But in 2017 I started making vlogs. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a vlog every week. So I made a vlog, I think, every week for 21 weeks, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it anymore. And it's probably because you're saying, it's so hard to get the first 1,000 followers or first 100,000 that I was like, now I got 73 followers, so fuck it, I'm just gonna quit. But what it taught me, because once I started that project, I didn't know anything about like making videos online. I knew how to take pictures because I'm an educated photographer, but video was
filming.
Yeah, I was filming. There was no pictures, so I was only filming myself, talking, what I was doing and stuff like that. So I had to learn like all the basics on how to edit, and that was like really like my kickstart into filmmaking. Just because it was a personal project and I thought it was fun, and then suddenly someone asked me like, "Hey, do you want to film something?" And I was like, "All right." It's like the same but different than photography, but that was like I think that's one of the reasons we're sitting here now making a podcast. Also, is because I've always just done stuff that I thought was cool. And it's always led to something else. Yep. So what has BMX brought to your life that you never saw coming?
Everything. Just being able to do whatever you want and not having to have a job, travel the world. Like when I was 21, I was in a little island out in the Indian Ocean seeing a volcano rupture. That was like that's one of the most random things I've ever, like, which is just a byproduct of what we were doing.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Shit, and were you scared?
No. It's far away. Like, it's not dangerous. But you can actually see the lava flowing out of the mountain.
Whoa, that's insane.
Which is a dope thing to see. Yeah. It's exactly how we see it on the videos. Where it looks like it pops out in slow motion.
Yeah.
It goes in slow motion.
Wow, that's crazy. So what's the strangest place you've been riding a bike?
Small little, an abandoned water park in China.
Yeah.
Or the volcano.
Yeah. And you become quite famous for those abandoned water parks.
Yeah.
But I've been traveling quite a lot, and I've never seen an abandoned water park. How do you find all those parks? Are there like a secret? Is it? Yeah, but do you just like search on Google Maps to find them?
Yeah. There's tons of like that is like a certain. That's a whole genre of internet right there. Urbex.
Yeah, urban exploring.
Like urban exploring.
Yeah.
So when you just search like, if you go search like abandoned water park, Europe, France, Spain, Sweden, Norway doesn't have any as far as I know. And it comes up loads of pictures of it. But people who put out pictures of it never really say where it's at, and that's where you have to do the investigation of finding like the name of the place. And you have to scroll on the map, and then you have to pin it.
Yeah.
There's one time we went to we found a crazy one in Belgium. Me and Monique flew down to Paris, rented a car, went over, and then it was demolished.
Fuck, that sucks. Okay, so you get there, it's demolished, then what do you do?
We went to a restaurant, then we watched the waiter lose a cup of hot coffee on top of a customer, and then we ate some bolognese and went to another skate park and filmed a banger video, which also did 1 million views, which was sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the first video when you thought like, fuck, this is really kicking off? There's something there.
Mm-hmm.
What video was that?
That's we went to a dry dock in my home city. So a dry dock is like a hole, and then you have like a huge gate, and then the ocean is on the other side.
Yeah.
So then they open the gate, and then the water flows in, and you can float a boat in. They lock the gate and they pump out the water. So they have like a mini ramp at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It looks like a mini ramp. In like huge blocks of stone. And we rode it, just made a video. That was like the first month of vlogging. And I think I've done like 500,000 views now.
Yeah.
At the best, we did like approximately 100,000 in 24 hours, which was completely insane.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it. That's when I understood like, okay, finding like crazy looking locations to ride.
Yeah, and there's something to it because you're not just riding a bike down a crazy hill. You put a lot of effort into it, right? Like searching, like urban exploring, Googling, actually booking tickets, going there. It takes a lot. It's not like just grabbing your bike and going out, right? So do you have a favorite ride that you wish had like more attention because you thought it was like so fucking cool, or just
a video?
Yeah,
tons of them. It usually boils down to the thumbnail you have in the video. If the thumbnail doesn't look exciting, you're not getting anywhere. That's my psychology on doing videos. So I remember we did like that's one that I'm never gonna forget. Like we made a BMX bike into like a wakeboard BMX bike. We put like a surfboard under. Yeah. And I drowned my drone in the process of making it. So I had to buy like a new drone. It took 3 days. I had to buy the surfboard and all that, and I did all the work to attach the bike to it. And I think it only did like 20,000 views, and that bummed me out so much because we put so much effort into it.
Yeah, well, there's some gems that never see the light of day.
Yeah.
Sure. So I want to ask you that, what is your focus today? Now there's been a crazy year for all of us, and you start like doing other videos and travel videos. So do you have any like plans for next year or like the future of your career?
I'm going to continue doing like the same stuff. And just like by doing it, you always get more wicked ideas that you can build from and maybe get to hit that 1 billion. Yeah.
So do you have a prediction today? What date you'll hit that 1 billion?
If it's going to have the same growth that it has now, it's going to take like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years from now. So it's a lot. So I'll just see. Not forcing anything. I'm just going to continue. Like it's doing really good right now. I'm not complaining. It's doing really good. It's just one of those like you just want to hit. That's one of those numbers you really want to hit. Like a million subscribers. Yeah. And 1 billion views. Even though that's like really far away. It's way easier to do 1 million followers than 1 billion views.
Yeah.
Way.
Shit, but it's a pretty hairy goal. Like 1 billion views is then what do you get from YouTube if you have 1 billion views?
Nothing. A lot of money.
Don't you get like some sort of plaque or something like that?
No, that's only followers.
Oh yeah.
Only followers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a goal that I have. Like, if it happens, it's totally insane. If I get like somewhere near, it's insane. Like, just that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So now we've been talking a lot about riding bicycles, but what else? Do you have any other passions in life that when you're not riding a bike, what do you like spending your time on?
Motocross. 100% motocross. Yeah, like the thing that happened with BMX is when I started fully with YouTube is when my BMX career really stopped. I didn't have the same passion anymore, which was like a really devastating new thing because I could have like till that day, when that happened, I could always just go out and ride, and it was always fun. Like what was happening, I could always go out and have fun. And when that fun stops being fun, it totally fucking sucks. And when you haven't been through that before, like if that happens again, I know like what steps I can do to move further in life.
Yeah.
And I believe that's like life forcing you to evolve and not staying the same. Like when I see like those people I used to ride with when I was pro, I just can't believe like how they still manage to do like the same fucking stuff every single fucking day. Like they learn new stuff, new tricks, but they do like the same thing. They hang out in the skate parks, they go to these contests. It's all the same all the fucking time. And I have no idea how they manage to do it without going crazy.
Yeah.
I believe that's like a way of life pushing you further.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
imagine how.
So that happened with BMX, and then I picked up a motocross bike and I tried to ride it, and it was so much fun because I felt like it was BMX just in a bigger version. Like you can be creative and you can ride, but it was just bigger and it had an engine, so it was like you can do so much with an engine.
Yeah.
And when I'm riding it right now, I feel like 16 again. It's totally insane. Yeah. Very, very thankful that I found it.
Are you ever gonna make any like motocross content for your channel?
Yeah, I have done a couple times.
You feel that maybe? Do you feel that there's a possibility that OlaBMX is gonna turn Ola Motocross?
No, not at all. Like my goal on motocross is to have fun when I'm out riding. Have fun, not crash, and not push it further because it's such a dangerous sport. Like just recently this summer, I crashed really, really bad. Thought I broke my back and stuff, and I sold my bike because I was like, "Fuck it, I can't do this anymore. It's just too dangerous." But then it was too fun, and I missed it too much, so I bought a new bike. Yeah. But now I take it way more easy. Yeah. I don't do like large jumps anymore. It's just too dangerous. It's just a thing that I like to have fun with, and not push. I just want to have fun with it.
Yeah, right.
And not like go wild on it like I did on the BMX bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's nice to have something else that you can spend a lot of time on, but it's just for fun. I have the same with I'm so passionate about like photography and filmmaking and also dancing, but then I have skydiving as like an extra gear in my life. And it is so much fun, and it's always going to be there. It doesn't matter like what happens in my...
It's always going to be fun.
Yeah, it's always going to be fun because I have, for some reason I always get a kind of ambition to get good at anything I do. But in skydiving, I want to get better at what I do. I don't have to be best at what I do because sometimes...
How do you get better at skydiving?
Well, it's all about learning how to fly your body. And it depends on how much... Yeah. Because I thought I was going to be really good at skydiving and flying when I started because I have so much control in my body. I can do a backflip standing and I can like spin on my head and do whatever. But once that air hits you and you think that you can force your way through the air, then you're just going to crash. So I've been flying in a wind tunnel at Voss, and when I try to do like a backflip there, I just go like a pinball machine, ding, ding, ding in the glass. And that hurts because it's 200 kilometers an hour, that wind going straight up to make you fly, right? And the thing is that you have to be able to just like shape your body like a wing. You have to pretend that you're an airplane and just create a bigger surface or a smaller surface and put angles on it compared to what you want to do in the air. So it's like everybody who puts their hand outside the car window when they're going 80 kilometers an hour. If you tilt your hand just a little bit, it goes up, and a little bit, it goes down pretty fucking fast. And you can double that in free fall. So any tiny adjustments you make is going to have a huge impact. And when you're up in the air, you have like 1,000,000 kilometers an hour. No, not an hour, but around you. So whatever you do, you don't feel the mistakes the same in the air as you would do in the wind tunnel, because then you have like 1.5 meter and then you're going to hit the glass pretty fucking hard.
I know I've done that thing before, and it's way harder than it looks.
It is so much hard. You feel like a 6-year-old trying to learn how to handstand or whatever. Because in there you have the good professional flyers, and they make it look so goddamn easy. And then you're like, you've been in it for like 12 minutes, and they're like, yeah, I've been flying for like maybe 1,200 hours. You're like, oh, that's right. That's a whole lifetime of flying. Yeah. So, but it's nice to have something that you don't have to feel that you have to get like best at. I think it's really important to have something to feel that it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Have you tried
especially when you get older? Like I didn't care about that when I was younger. I like literally just rode my bike. I wasn't interested in anything else. Yeah. And I was okay with that, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Now I want to have like multiple stuff.
But I think it's really good to have some sort of like laser focus in the beginning, because then you have time and resources to get to a certain level that you have to be on to get anywhere, because skills get you in the door, but it's creativity and the other stuff that takes you further, right? So if you want to become a professional at whatever you do, you have to have like the basic tools. You have to know how to balance a bike. You have to know how to learn how to do a wheelie or do a backflip or whatever you need to learn to just be on a certain level, right? And after that, like when you guys were competing, all of you guys are pretty fucking good. It's just it's more about style and creativity, and that's why it's so hard to judge things that involve creativity. Because it's a matter of opinion.
It never gets justice.
No, it never gets justice. And people can have like the coolest tricks or style things, and then you just have a bad day and the wrong judge, and you're like, yeah, no, I didn't like that. And it feels so hard when people say, nah, I didn't like your style. Because you feel it personally.
But at the same time, it's fun when you watch BMX contest, because you can always see who wins, like approximately. It's the one that has like the most power when they're riding. It's always the same. That always wins.
What do you think that?
Why?
Yeah, why is it like that?
It's just because it creates a perception of who's the best. So if you go out there and you do some like realistic stuff, but you don't do it in like a really like cut through, how should I say it? Do it in, you just see who dominates the park, you know what I mean? Like the one who goes high and just like do stuff with confidence.
Yeah.
They always win.
Yeah, I guess you can tell in a lot of sports, like, but just by the way they carry themselves when they get into the park or on the stage or in the cage or whatever, right? But I think it's really. Do you watch any MMA?
Never.
It is pretty fun because there's a lot.
Should I?
It is a lot of fun. And that's one of the things that I've been picking up the latest years. I started listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and then it was like a natural segue into like watching MMA. And then I got a little bit into jiu-jitsu. Started like play fighting for hobby, and then I started watching MMA. And then you can see that people are very talkative in the beginning, right? Everybody's like, "Yeah, I'm the best. I'm gonna knock him out." And once they get in the cage, sometimes it's easy to see who's gonna win. Like it was a guy called Israel Adesanya. He's a pretty badass kickboxer, and the last fight he fought was against a guy called Paulo Costa, and he's a huge guy, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, you would never want to face him in a street fight, right? And Izzy is pretty tall, almost 2 meters, pretty lean guy, but he's a amazing kickboxer. And I think it's like the same what you said about the guys who just like ride with speed. He just came in there like perfect distance managing, and then he just like picked them apart piece by piece by piece. And you would think that when you look at the size difference, you're like, yeah, the bigger guy is gonna take the leaner guy, but that is not how it happened.
I feel that goes again in whatever you do. Like whoever goes in with the most confidence wins and can back that confidence up.
Yeah. Did you ever hear any of the interviews with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And I've seen a couple things, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of inspirational videos floating around the web, and I think one of the funniest stories, because he was like his thing was like to have a lot of confidence, and when he went on stage, he wanted to like expel the energy that he was a winner and he was gonna like. This was his stage. All the other guys were there to glorify him. So what he actually did was, in the warm-up room, he used to like do some sort of like psychological warfare. So he went over to the people who was like standing, warming up, posing, getting ready to go on stage. He was like, "Hey, do you got a knee problem or something?" They're like, "No, why?" "Oh, just your thigh looks a little small and not as like jacked as it used to be." And they were like, "No, I'm fine." And then once he turns and walks away, they're like looking in the mirror frantically, like, "Fuck, is it actually smaller?" And then once they go on stage, that's all they think about, right? So he used to do stuff like that to like put people out. But one of the more funniest things he did was when he was a governor in California. They were going to do a huge budget cut, and then a budget cut. They were going to cut like hundreds of thousands of dollars from like welfare cuts and stuff like that. And he thought, for this, we're going to need balls to do this. So he sent a pair of golden cow balls to his partner for like, yeah, you need some balls to do this cut, right? And then his partner did not take that as a joke. He got so mad, and Arnold had to apologize. And I just think there's people who have that much confidence can do like whatever they want.
Yeah.
But do you think
you can do whatever you want as long as you do it with confidence?
Yeah.
I believe.
Do you think confidence has played a big role in your career?
I haven't had that much in my career. I've just been working hard and trying to do as best as I could. And not to answer your question, not really.
But what do you think that motivates you the most? Because you've been doing this.
What motivates me?
Yeah, to keep on going, because of course it's in your professional career, it's like you have a bunch of competitions, right? And now that you have become a professional YouTuber, it's about it's a numbers game too, right? But what is the key motivation for you to continue riding BMXs and make cool stuff?
Just to explore the unknown.
Yeah.
Like I even tagged it right here. Explore.
Nice. That's a new one, right?
Yeah, it's a new one. It's not really new, but it's how long is it? 2 years. 3 years, actually. 3 years. Yeah, it's been some time since I've done something. Just exploring new stuff. See how it's crazy. On the internet, it's wild to see what takes off and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And the public is never wrong. That's the thing that I've learned. The public is never wrong. If it takes off, it takes off. It's not a stupid. I've heard people talk shit about things that takes off on TikTok.
Yeah.
It was just a stupid video where you did something and it gained 1 million views, and then I did something way cooler and then it didn't get 1 million views. It's you're wrong and the 1 million views is right. You just have to learn from it. Don't try to work against the fucking. That's like saying everyone else is wrong except me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It is quite interesting to see what takes off, and sometimes it's like the things you never would expect.
Yeah.
So I think there's also a bit of, not to say luck, but I'm still gonna say luck, because, or maybe
it's luck,
or maybe coincidence. Coincidences are a better word.
Yeah.
Because you had to be at the right place at the right time, and you never knew what would have happened if you haven't been there at that time, right?
Yep. That's really true.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, you have to work hard, but you also have to have a little bit of luck.
Yeah. A little bit.
And recognize when you get dealt a good chance to do something sick.
Yeah, that's totally true. So do you have any advice for people who want to start out doing what you have done, making a professional career as an athlete or becoming a YouTuber? Or do you have any like work ethics or thoughts that you would like to pass on to the new generation of athletes and YouTubers?
Do something different. Don't do what everyone has done before. And don't be afraid of failing. There's way too many people who are afraid of failing. Like, if you go down, like, I've on purpose left those videos there. Like, if you scroll down, you see, like, some awkward fucking videos of me at the beginning. Like, most YouTubers, you see some really, if you scroll all the way down to your first videos, you see some awkward fucking videos. Like, I'm never in my life going to watch them again because it's so fucking, like, I hate watching it. Because it has been so much better right now. But
still, it's part of the process.
See, like, yeah, it's for people to see the process. Like, I mean, if I can make it, I feel like everyone can. Like, I'm not even a natural person in front of the camera. It's just something I've learned through, like, just wanting it really, really bad. Like, wanting the freedom that YouTube gives you. That's why, like, when I make videos, I like to talk as little as possible. It's not like a lot of YouTubers just make videos of themselves talking.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I just do stuff.
Yeah. But it's also more fun.
Find your own, and that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, as an advice for anyone out there, if I would have kept on doing like talking vlogs, I would have just been stuck where I was like 3 years ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I can, like, I've evolved. Like, I've found my thing to do, and that's what everyone else has to do if they want to succeed.
Yeah, but
yeah,
and I also think that I think it's the same with photography or dancing or whatever you have that you do as a creative. Is that in the beginning you have to like be inspired and learn from what people have done and from history and from basic knowledge from what you do. But beyond that, then you just have to like put in the work. And once you put in the work like hundreds and thousands of times, then you can look back, because you don't get to, well, at least for my opinion, I don't think you get to decide what is your style. Your style evolves.
That's so true.
So I think your style evolves around you without you knowing it. Because if you just if you look at your videos right now, right? If you zoom out on all the videos, there's a pattern forming. There's a pattern in the thumbnails, in the content, in the way you write your captions. And that's not usually something that you can tell once you're in the process. But like if you look back every year, you can see that your like style has evolved. And I think style is something that everyone has, but I don't think it always is a conscious thing. I think sometimes it just comes without you knowing it, and then you're like, hey, fuck man, I got a style. That's cool. Right? So I think sometimes people are too worried about like, I need to find my voice. And I mean, just be yourself. Just be yourself. I think I'm at a moment like that right now, because I've been thinking of starting a podcast for so long. And when I started working with Ekstremsportveko just a month ago, I was like, making a podcast is one of the most important things we can do right now. Because in the first meeting, they were like, telling me that sometimes they find it hard to reach the masses, right? Because I think extreme sport festivals and extreme sport athletes has some sort of like stamp. Yeah, they're just like crazy, reckless people that just jump out of airplanes and ride bikes and do whatever they want, and with no regards for other people or their own life. But what I find is that that's the furthest from the truth that you could ever get. Especially, I spent a lot of time with base jumpers this summer, and those people are the most welcoming, normal, caring people that you would ever meet. Because for them, it's
passionate.
It's passion, but it's also life and death at any moment in their day to day. So if you, for some reason, are mad, you just have to put your ego down, just give people a hug, and like, fucking now, I'm gonna do something. I might not make it to the end, but it's what we want to do, and it's fun, right? So I think actually extreme sport is one of the like the best things you can do for your ego, because you have to leave it at the door. If you have ego when you're paddling down a whitewater rapid, then you're gonna get drowned pretty fast. So
that's the thing when you ask me about the confidence. Like, I've always been scared of being confident.
Yeah.
Because you have to respect the things you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And when you're overconfident, you don't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think overconfidence is equal to lack of respect for consequence.
Yeah.
Because if you're overeager at doing something, you're gonna hit a wall or something pretty fast. Yeah, but back to what I was saying, because I'm not a radio host. I'm not like a TV personality. I'm just a guy who likes talking to other creative people or athletes, and I think it's been a lot of fun, like getting into your brain, seeing what you think when you make stuff, and what your thoughts have been like during this whole evolution of becoming you. And it's I think that's the most important thing that also Ekstremsportveko can do to hit the masses. Because I think it's the thing about, and also think that's why podcasts has become this big in the world. It's because it's easy accessible. It has some sort of no filter. Because we're here in a conversation.
I love it.
I really love it. I listen to like hours every day of podcasts, and you get to know people, right? Because I think that's one of the things that social media has done the last 10 years is created some sort of filter between us, right? And especially on like visual mediums like Instagram and YouTube, then maybe not YouTube that much, but especially Instagram and TikTok, where you can put on filters.
No, YouTube as well. So much fake stuff going on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like pranks and everything. You just see that
that's a thing now, right? Fake pranks. That is so awkward.
That's the cringiest thing I've ever seen.
That is equal to like putting fake laughter on stand-up shows in videos in the end. That is like it's terrible.
No, it's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse than that.
All right. So now we almost went an hour. I really appreciate you taking your time and joining us for this little chat. It was really nice getting to pick your brain. I want to ask you one final question, and this is a question that I ask all the athletes that I'm going to interview on this podcast, because in all the things we do as both creatives and extreme sport athletes, there's always a point of no return. If that's stepping over the edge as a base jumper, or you saying like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to hill bomb this insane hill and try max speed. What is going through your mind before you step over the edge?
It all depends. I've always been like a really, really careful guy when doing stuff. I haven't had a lot of injuries, just a couple ones, which is like, it will happen. Like, I've been really, really lucky. But also because I've been careful, haven't had a lot of injuries. I always calculate like the stuff I do really, really, really careful. And it's not like I'm doing it conscious. I'm doing a feeling on it. Like, if I'm going to do like a backflip with a combination, I'm just doing like the backflip and like pretending to do it, like maybe 100 times, like literally 100 times. It can take hours just to pull like a new trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just having the feeling of it, and like just thinking about like whatever scenarios that can go wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm really careful when I do whatever.
Yeah.
But I love the thing that I'm doing so much, and I know if I get injured, it's gonna be the end. Like maybe not the end, but I will have to take a break from it, which fucking sucks. And
Yeah.
I will just take it really, really slow and smooth.
Nice. All right, Ola, I hope to see you at next year's festival with Ekstremsportveko. I think there's a spot for you at the top of the prize awards at the BMX competitions.
If there will be a BMX competition.
Hopefully, I'm gonna put my my effort into making it happen. I really want to see you back in the half pipes there.
It would be lovely.
All right. Thank you for your time. It was nice talking to you. Where can people find you if they want to check out your videos and your content?
YouTube.com/OlaBMX. I actually still have my tag, because whenever you create your account, you can still change your name, but you can't change like your URL.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people has like YouTube.com and then they slash like their old name.
Yeah.
But their channel is named something else, but I actually have the OlaBMX. That's cool. And same on Instagram.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. I wish you all the best.
Cool.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.